talk today a little bit about the Kiddush, but before we go there, we are in the time of Yemei HaShovavim. That's the time that Yaakov Avinu went to Egypt. That's the time that She'abud Mitzrayim had started in this time, until they get out from Egypt. The question was, why God wants us to go to Egypt? What's the point? What's the purpose to go to Egypt? We saw in Dor Mabul and Dor Palaga, we did something bad. Then God destroyed the world and took all the souls and put them in the world of waiting room until they will come to be able to clean them and make them without any chet to be able to go on. That's supposed to be in Egypt. Rabbi Ari asked him, why Egypt? Why not Honolulu? It's a nicer place. Say, Egypt, why? Because when Adam, he make the first chet, all his soul was paid, and part of his soul was dropped in Egypt. Not only that, we see that Egypt is Avi Avot HaTum'ah, the most unpure places in the world. So if you want to make something pure, take it to the unpure place and let him suffer and take all the unpure things from him, it will come pure. So that's the reason to go to Egypt. But the idea is to bring all the souls to Egypt and clean them there. Who is there? All the 600,000 parts from that original soul which is supposed to live there. Really who they are? Bnei Israel. Because they build. If I say Adam is including them, so no question that Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov is part of all the souls. And even more than that, we say that Moshe is a part of all these souls. We're going to the parasha of last week, and it's written there, "Ve'el shmot bnei Yisrael habaim Mitzrayim, et Yaakov uvnei beto." Now it's a big question there in this pasuk. If you want to say they went to Egypt, fine. Until now, they said everybody who went to Egypt, it's written by Irdu, it means go down to Egypt. Now they said coming to Egypt. Why coming to Egypt? Abayim Mitzrayim. Why coming to Egypt? First question. Second question, why you account the names? Why you don't account the people? Say, El Bnei Israel. Why is it Shmot? Why you count the names? Third question we're asking, why you say Mitzrayim? You're supposed to say Mitzrayim. They went to Egypt. Why Mitzrayim? What's the purpose to say Mitzrayim?
Which is?
No. He said, these are the names of sons of Israel. They are coming to Egypt.
Right.
But Egypt, in Hebrew, you can say Egypt is Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is something like belong to you, like going home. Well, what's the point to saying that, to announce it in this way? For fifth question you're asking, What's the word et?
Yaakov.
Et Yaakov. You're supposed to say, El Shmov Bnei Yisrael Yordim Mitzrayim. Yaakov Bnei Beto. Fine, very clear. What's the word et is doing here? What's the meaning of that? Sixth question is, why the Bible is returning himself twice? When you say it, these the names of Bnei Israel coming to Egypt, are they sons of Yaakov? Yes, of course. Are they all his families? Yes, of course. Why the Torah is returning and saying again, Et Yaakov Bnei Beto? It's the same like the first one. There it said Israel. Israel is Yaakov. So what's the point? First, to look, as we said before, he's coming now. And we'll try to understand who is Moshe. Who is Moshe? Is Moshe himself only? No. He came to this world to be able to fix three parts of three souls. Who they are? Mem from Adam, Shin from Shet, and Hey from Hevel. So there are three. Hevel.
No, but Mem is from?
From Adam.
Adam?
Yes.
Adam.
The first, Adam Arishon.
Uh-huh.
So that's where he is going to. What do we see? That on the name, we see the souls. Now it's clear. What the Torah says, El Shmot Israel, that's the names of all the Jewish, even that they're passed away already, but they're coming to Egypt to fix themselves. Even physically they are not there, spiritually they are with the fathers. So no question, that's what they meant. There is about that, there is a question, they're saying that every Jewish man, his name, he have a letter in the Bible. So they said, fine. So that means that we have 600,000 letters in the Bible. So it's a 600,000 letters in the Bible. But somebody was brave and he counted them. And he didn't find 600,000. So he said, where's the 600,000? Everybody said 600,000. The Zohar gives the answer. The Zohar gives the answer. And he says, here's the 600. Take all the letters and go to the original letters. What does that mean? Like Aleph is Yud Vav Yud. Lamed is Kaf and Lamed, Kaf and Vav. Samech is Kaf and Vav, and etc., etc. Break them to the original letters. Here we have 600,000. Here we have 600,000. So here we're coming. By the names that who is coming to Egypt, we find all the souls they're supposed to come to Egypt and to fix themselves. Now the question is, they go to the second question and asking why. Why they said Egypt, Mitzrayim? Why they say coming instead of going? It's supposed to say going to Egypt. That's what, or coming down to Egypt, but not coming to Egypt. Because they lived in Goshen. There where they lived. Now they're going down to Egypt. When Abraham's sons, Yaakov's sons, they went to Egypt, they said, what they said? They went down to Egypt by Mitzrayim. Now they're coming? The answer is yes. Why? We saw in Parashat Vayetze, it's written there, how many Shiv'im Nafesh Yarazu Mitzrayim? It means 70 people, this means 70 part of the souls went to Egypt. That's what the Torah says. Oh, stop. Let's count them. I count them, and I found 66. I said, well, it's impossible. The Torah says 70, it means 70. What's it mean? And then I said, oh, okay. Yosef is one, and two of his sons. 69. Where is the 70? Where is one? One is missing. I found, and the Zohar says, the 70 is God, the Shekhinah, and all the Pamaliyah from upstairs, they count them as one. From the Tzniut, how much there was Tzniut, they count as one, and they went with them to Egypt. It means the Shekhinah was in Egypt already. Huh? Okay. So he's there already. He is in Egypt. That's why the Torah says they're coming. They're coming to the Shekhinah, because the Shekhinah is in Egypt. It's the same like Parashat Bo. God say to Moshe, Bo et Paro. He's supposed to tell him, go to Paro. But he told him, come to Paro. What do you come to Paro? He said, don't worry, I'm inside of him waiting for you. I'll make his heart hard for you, don't worry. So come to Paro, I'm waiting for you there. So now they're coming to Egypt, we understand that. So why we say, Amarcho asking, why you say Mitzrayim? Why? Because the Shekhinah is there. So you're coming home, you come to the Shekhinah, it's like home for you there. So she's there for you. That's part of the souls. When he says Shmot Bnei Israel, that's the souls. But we have not to forget. That's the soul's part. But what about the body side? The body side is Yaakov Uneveto. That's the body he came down. So when you say in Hebrew, when you say et, it's mean with. So who came with the souls? The bodies of all sons of Yaakov and their homes. It's very clear. There they start Shabbat Mitzrayim to be able to fix themselves to go. So that's what the Ari says. In these weeks, there are the Shovavim. That's the head letters of this Parshiot. Shemot, Vayera, Bo, and etc. These are have a sgula to be able to fix the Yisod. Why? Because they came to Egypt to do it, the same thing. So for God, for us, that's the time to be able to say, yes, we're going to fix it, and that's what we do. So people come and say, listen, it's nice what you're telling me, but I have a problem with that. I said, well, what's the problem? He said, listen, when you're young and doing stupid things, I can understand. But if you're 90, what are you talking about fixing the Yisod? Well, what's the point there? I'm not there. He's not. His thought is not there. His mind is not there. And probably is not doing stupid things. So what are you telling me about 90 years old men here to make the Shovavim? The answer is, when the boy is born, he is like a child, and what are you doing? We call it in Hebrew, Brit Milah. What does it mean, Brit Milah? Let's take the word. Brit is an agreement. Milah is a word. What's that have to be the connection with the Brit that they are doing after 8 days? Avraham Avinu said in Sefer Yetzirah, in Mishnah 28, he said 5 and 5, and the brit is in the middle. And the same in the legs. 5 and 5, and the brit is in the middle. And Brit HaMaor is with the Brit HaLashon. So if I'm saying something, it's have the value like I'm doing something. If I pray today, for me, like I bring a korban. It's the same thing. So the words that we have taken out from our mouth is heavy value. It's like doing something. So if I said something, it's like I did something. In our agreement with God, of course it's a written agreement. Of course it's an agreement, the brit we have with God, but this is the sign. This is the sign. Though even I said something wrong, I have to fix it. Not even I did, even I said something. If I thought something that's supposed to be there, it's like I said something. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Mitzrayim, Machshava Lema'aseh, take our thought and he's doing it like we did it in action. So that's the time. That's the time that you have to work on that in these 5 weeks. This time, this year, Baruch Hashem, is 7 weeks. So that's what you have to take care of it every day, to make a tshuva and to work and to fast and to do whatever you need to fix it. Even if no chance that actually I talked wrong. I said something wrong. Can I be sure that I never say that? We can't. We can't. We have to be there. That's the reason that the highest level for that is to make what? Tani Dibur. Tani Dibur is the same thing. We sacrifice not talking, nothing that is not belong to. One day a week is not in the sky. You can do it twice a week. Bracha Mekal. No question. That's what it is. Yes. Oh. So for us is to say, we see the connection between the first pasuk now, we're starting this time. It's already, we started last week, fasting Monday, Thursday, etc., to be able to continue doing that. Bring ourselves to fix our Yesod. The Yesod is Yesod Kol HaTorah. Yesod Kol HaTorah is there, so that's what we should do and be aware about taking care of that. Yes?
I do have a question about Mitzrayim.
Yes.
So, Mitzrayim, we said, is the lowest place, so to speak, that a person can be in. So, and yet we say somehow it had the potential, or the Jew had the potential to extract out of it what was good and then leave. But is there still some kind of kedusha somehow? Maybe the Zohar says in the times of Mashiach there's going to be certain big kedusha that comes out of Mitzrayim.
While we was there, we took all the sparks out from Egypt.
But why there? Why there is in other words, why Mitzrayim? Like that? Why not just in Sinai, or why not?
I'm saying it's two things there. We said 130 years before the separation between the male and female side of the soul, there are many sparks came down. That's what the other side took out from Adam. They dropped into the Egypt. This is the Erev Rav, what we call Erev Rav. They went, this from Adam, they went to the other side and become Egyptian. And this is what Moshe tried to bring them back. They dropped to Egypt. This is first. Second is, when Adam made the mistake and he ate from the tree that he's not supposed to, the soul split it to 600,000 pieces, sparks. Part of them fall into the Egypt. So that's why Egypt.
what's the spiritual counterpart for a Mitzrayim? That it had, so to speak, the ability to that these sparks had to go into that.
Because it was the place, I can say the lowest place for non-pure world. They worked for status, they worked for their gods, and etc., etc. It's supposed to be there, so that's what they like, for like a magnet. If you take something holy, it's for the unholy want to pull it there. So that was the black hole that really pulled them there.
And today there's still some kind of residual that sits in that space, that land?
We said, yeah, the Torah is instructing us that we never should go back to Egypt. I know that we have some rabbis buried there, and etc., but we shouldn't go live there or even touring there. No, maybe going to the tzaddik and coming back is something. But he's still there because we still have some of the souls left there, so that's why the tzaddik is living there. After he passed away, for me, he's still living there because he's taking care of the spark that is still there. Huh? Yaakov Avuchatzel.
Yeah. What is more bigger? Not to speak like an Dibur or speaking Torah or something like that?
Tani Dibur or?
Speaking Shurei Torah. Everything what you...
If you don't speak, if you make Tani Dibur, you have to speak Divrei Torah. We're doing it together.
You have to learn. You have to learn Torah.
No, to speak Torah.
To give a shiur in Torah, huh?
Shiur Torah.
Shiur Torah is fine.
We speak with God.
It's fine.
Speak with something when you want to speak with your life, with your wife. Speaking in Dusha, Torah, it's more bigger from not no? Tani Dibur is bigger?
Higher, not bigger, higher.
Higher.
Yes. Okay, questions? No.
You have a question? Yes. You can ask if you have a question.
Okay.
Huh?
I'm following.
Following.
Not
Okay.
everything, but following.
So I took this place to be able to look at that and to say, because we started already last week and we didn't talk about that. And I thought I would mention it for us to be able to know what we're doing and how important it is. It's a big lecture. I don't want to start it, but that's what it is in short conversation.